sue companies for violating labor laws. Instead, those cases must go through the arbitration process if an arbitration agreement was in place. As for the headline cases, UC Hastings School of Law professor Rory Little, who also clerked at the Supreme Court, says they'll come soon.
The gun case, the New York State rifle case, and the abortion case, the Dobbs case, I think you will see on whatever the last day of the term is.
Little says the court tries to finish by the end of June, and we may see the pace of opinion days pick up. He says there have been some interesting trends so far.
Justice Gorsuch now has dissented 3 times this week with the liberal justices, so-called.
We are now down to 18 cases awaiting opinions before this term ends. Chris Carlo, KCBS.
A state assembly committee passed a proposal that aims to reduce mass casualty events caused by firearms. State Senator Anthony Portantino, a Democrat from La Cañada Footbridge, proposed the legislation back in February, which would give school districts the power to investigate and act on credible threats.
This is the sort of bill that I think is really going at the heart of making sure that we can identify threats, that we know how to respond to them, and that we can prevent harm before it occurs. This is the sort of thing that will help people rest at night and know that their children are safe.
The proposal now heads to the Assembly Appropriations Committee for approval and is one of several currently working their way through the legislature. Democrats in the legislature are trying to quickly ensure the constitutional right to an abortion in California with a proposed amendment to the Constitution of California. That amendment would explicitly ban the state from denying or interfering with abortions or contraceptives. The change cleared 2 legislative committees, and if lawmakers vote to do so, voters could have a say on it come fall. Opponents claim the amendment is so broad it would legalize late-term abortions after a fetus has become viable. One of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges, Coinbase, has announced that it's laying off nearly 20% of its workforce. KCBS's Mike DeWald reports it comes amid continued volatility and a sell-off in cryptocurrencies.
You could call it the growing pains of cryptocurrency trading. A surge in new users meant Coinbase needed to hire enough workers to meet the demand. But with Bitcoin at its lowest level since December 2020 and concerns about a looming recession, some of that shine is fading.
They need to, focus on tightening up that balance sheet, and you're probably going to see that there's still interest in the space. It's just that we're not going to have that rapid growth that we were so used to over the past decade.
That's Edward Moya. He's a senior market analyst at the currency trading firm Oanda. Crypto.com, Gemini, and BlockFi have also announced layoffs.
You have to remember, this is still a new asset class for most, and the guidelines are not there yet for the exchanges.
It'll take time, but Moya says new regulations will help bring peace of mind and an eventual recovery.
It's going to be a slow grind higher, but you're right now still in the middle of panic selling, and that's why a lot of investors are very cautious of overtouching any crypto right now.
Mike DeWald, KCBS.
As more and more of the workforce opts not to return to the office after the pandemic, one high-profile tech company is leaving its headquarters on San Francisco's Market Street. The San Francisco Chronicle reports Block, a finance and tech firm, will not renew its lease for massive Market Street location, which expires next September. Block, led by Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey, formerly known as Square, has been allowing almost all employees to work from home as long as they want to. Officials with the company say they'll be consolidating office space into 2 smaller spaces in the city, one near Union Square and another in the Mission. Just ahead on KCBS, why has COVID been so unrelenting? That's coming up in about 4 minutes. Right now, get a look at traffic for Victor Saragosa, Crashing Mountain.
Actually, Eric, there's 2 of them, and it's one in each direction on Highway 101 right around San Antonio Road. This traffic report is brought to you by the Lake Law Firm, southbound 101 just after San Antonio Road. This one was blocking a few lanes. Looks like they just moved it over to the right-hand shoulder, but you're still very slow coming out of Palo Alto right after Oregon Expressway. That's where you're going to see the brake lights. Now, like I mentioned, there's one in the opposite direction as well, northbound 101 before you get to San Antonio Road. There's also a crash here, unknown exactly what lane it may be blocking, but already traffic backing up to Shoreline Boulevard if you are traveling in that direction and you see which lane it may be blocked, any details would be greatly appreciated. You can reach out to us on the KCBS phone force at 415-391-KCBS. And pretty much everything cleared up on Highway 87, the northbound direction. That earlier crash right at I-280 had quite a bit of a backup. It was blocking lanes right at the connecting ramp. I only see a little bit of slowing on the connecting ramp. Once you're on 280 north or southbound, looks like traffic is moving very smoothly through there. And if you're leaving San Jose on 101 southbound, headed into the Morgan Hill area just after Bailey Avenue, you're going to see some brake lights. This is Caltrans doing a sweeping operation. Business owners with 5+ employees impacted by COVID, you may qualify for up to $26,000 per employee through the COVID ERC program, even if you receive government benefits already. No recovery, no fee. Call the Lake Law Firm at 800-222-9000. That's 800-222-9000 or at covidtaxmoney.com. Your next traffic update at 12:18 on the Traffic Leader, KCBS.
KCBS Bay Area weather forecast, sunny and warm again today. The difference between Wednesday's forecast and Tuesday's forecast is the temperature reading. Going to be a little bit warmer today with highs ranging from 60s at the ocean to 70s to low 80s by the bay to 80s and low 90s inland. Tonight mostly clear. The lows will dip into the 50s. Tomorrow it'll be much like today, except those temperatures won't be as high. It'll be more like they were on Tuesday. Sunny and warm. Highs in the 50s and 60s at the coast, 60s and 70s by the bay, 80s the high inland. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
Palo Alto University, addressing pressing and emerging issues through education, research, and training in the fields of psychology and counseling. A non-profit university offering accredited bachelor's, master's, and doctoral programs. Proudly graduating a new generation of mental health professionals this spring. Learn more about Palo Alto University's specialized programs at paloaltou.edu.
There's something about that polished screen stretching across the 8th hole that whispers, just tell them you're at lunch. Because it's not a hobby, it's a peace of mind. Let CertaPro painters bring the same tones and peace of mind to your home. Our experienced painters are here to make your next painting project as carefree as a day on the green. To get your painting project started, go to CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. License information available at CertaPro.com. Thanks for calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is Sarah. How can I help?
I want to hear that sound again.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
That's the sound?
That's the sound of the room getting bigger
And cleaner.
and happier.
I love a happy room.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
I'd like you to come to my house right before we go on vacation.
You want to come home to a big, clean, happy house?
Nothing better than that.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Did you know there's a space channel?
One of the most exciting projects in the solar system.
Space Channel's got movies, original series, news, music, and so much more.
We have come to visit you in peace. Now we're getting to what they call the moment of truth.
Download the Space Channel app on your connected TVs and mobile devices. Just go to the App Store and search Space Channel. Do it now. It's free.
Space Channel. Front row seat to the final frontier.
Prime members, save at Whole Foods Market on your favorite steaks for grilling. Get bone-in beef ribeye steak for $13.99 a pound through June 21st, while supplies last. Learn more on the Whole Foods Market app.
KCBS News Time 12:12. We're getting information from multiple sources that Dr. Anthony Fauci has tested positive for COVID. He's the latest person in the Biden administration to test positive. And in that same vein, a year ago today, the future regarding the pandemic looked very bright with low case numbers and a reopening of California's economy. But COVID is still very much with us. KCBS's Melissa Kohlross takes a look at why.
We knew it wasn't over, but so many of us thought we could see the light at the end of the pandemic tunnel last June. Unfortunately, we didn't anticipate the arrival of variants that are even more contagious, and UC Irvine epidemiologist Dr. Andrew Neumer says he's been disappointed that more people haven't gotten their COVID shots.
I had high hopes that everyone would want to get vaccinated, and that hasn't been the case, at least nationwide. I mean, California is is higher than other states, and the Bay Area is high even by California standards.
Speaking on KCBS's Ask an Expert, Neumer says reopening and dropping mask mandates and other restrictions fuel the spread of COVID, but we can't live like we did at the start of the pandemic forever. Businesses had to open back up and kids had to go back to school.
We cannot do K through 12, 13 years of education all on Zoom. I mean, imagine what those young adults would be like.
But Neumer says since doctors and health officials still are learning about how COVID behaves, he recommends continuing to take precautions. Melissa Call-Ross, KCBS.
The Sports Line in 2 minutes.
If you're in the market for a new home loan, or maybe you've been putting off refinancing, you've probably noticed that rates are starting to go up. But listen, there's still time to get a low fixed-rate mortgage. Do yourself a favor and check out First NorCal Credit Union. Their home loan rates are still low, their fees are low too, and their online application makes applying super quick and easy. Look them up online at firstnorcalcu.org. That's firstnorcalcu.org.
Did you know that renovating your kitchen and bathroom is one of the best ways to increase the value of your home? I'm Mike Holmes here with Ivan from AGM Renovations, America's #1 kitchen and bathroom renovators.
Thanks, Mike. We make kitchen and bathroom renovations easy for everyone. We quote and design each project and help customers select all finishes without having to leave their home.
Wow, AGM are the only kitchen and bathroom renovation specialists I recommend.
AGMRenovations.com. Call now and get $3,000 off.
Where are your family's old film reels, videotapes, and photos? Are they sitting in dusty shoeboxes and neglected bins at risk of completely fading away? Digitizing your aging media with Legacy Box is the safe and easy way to preserve and pass down your family's legacy. Simply send your Legacy Box kit filled with old home movies and pictures. Legacy Box does the rest, converting your moments to DVD or digital. Legacy Box has been trusted by over 1 million families and has over 10,000 five-star reviews. Be your family's hero. Unlock the memories trapped on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm reels. Experience the joy and excitement of rewatching your wedding day, baby's first steps, and Christmas mornings. Feel relief knowing all those cherished moments are safe from fires and water damage. The Legacy Box Father's Day event is happening now. Go to legacybox.com/value to save 50%. Legacy Box is great for your family or as a gift for dad. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off. legacybox.com/value.
Coming up on KCBS.
I'm Holly Klum. Whose job is it to stop coaches who berate and insult young athletes?
That's just unacceptable, and we wouldn't allow it, but for some reason we allowed it to happen for a very long time in sports.
Checking the Sports Line at 12:15, Joe Hughes talking about Giants baseball.
Giants rookie Luis Gonzalez really making the most of his opportunity to play this season. While the team has been dealing with a lot of injuries, he's carved out a regular role. Last month, he was named the National League Rookie of the Month, and he's made a big impact all over the field. His bat, his glove, he's even pitched a bit for the team this year, but yesterday, used his arm to throw out a runner at the plate. A big play from the Giants' 4-2 win over the Royals last night. Giants manager Gabe Kapler called Gonzalez an aggressive player, and on this team, which generally strives to stay pretty even keel, Kapler says he really loves the energy that Gonzalez brings.
I think we have plenty of guys who can be aggressive, but I think also show good patience at times and, a level of head.
Here, actually. Yeah.